Hello, welcome to the Knitting Project podcast. My name is Sharon and I'm coming to you from Surrey in the UK, where I live with my family, 4 cats and a dog. Today is Wednesday the 13th of July 2022 and this is episode 128. Welcome if you are a new viewer, welcome back if you are a returning viewer. Thank you so much for joining me today and thank you so much for bearing with me. It's been a bit of a time. So I currently have COVID. I am much better than I was. I am on day 10. I am still testing positive, which is delightful. But I am feeling much better. I have a slight headache, a bit in my nose, and my energy levels dive. So I'm going to, while I have got energy, so I'd have a go at a podcast today. Because I'm missing you all, very much so. So I thought let's have a go. My camera broke as I was trying to record this morning, so hubby is off fixing my camera. So if there's a slight change between 2 formats later on, it will be because I'm on my phone right now and hopefully my camera will be fixed before I'm finished. Right, so first of all we'll do admin. We have got a knit along going on at the moment. It's the square a day KAL, which is where we're knitting a small part on a bigger project every day. I have at least 2 check-ins to draw prizes for, which I haven't done yet. I'm going to do all the prizes off camera and do a prize winners video or something at some point, but not today. I just wanted to have a chat with you. I wanted to show you what I'm working on, what I've finished, and just kind of get back into it. I know I'm woefully behind on prizes. There are a lot of prizes that I need to get sorted out, so I'm going to have a day where I'm just going to sort the prizes out and get all the prize draws done and do a video on that, but that's not going to be today. Hopefully I'll get it done at some point in the very near future. I know I keep saying that, but life really does keep getting in the way. So I am not doing the rotation anymore. I may go back to it one day, but at the moment I'm just working on whatever takes my fancy on the day, especially with COVID, because last week my capacity was just to knit socks. I didn't have a capacity for anything else. So let's start with a finished object. So during the month of June, myself, my friend Brendy and my friend Laura, who's the lonely knitter, all have birthdays in June, so we decided we'd do a swap between us of minis as like a birthday month mini swap, and we're all doing different things, and I made a corner to corner blanket with mine. It's only a little blanket, it's kind of very small, but it's perfect to go over my knees when I'm in the caravan. So this is mine. This is how it worked out. I love it. Can I just say I absolutely love it. When I say it's quite small, it is actually the size of my wingspan. So this is the corner to corner crochet blanket, and I got use the tutorial for Bella Coco. There we go. If I turn it round that way and turn it round that way and turn it round that way, you can sort of see it. I love it. I did an edge to it, so I edged it in like the corner to corner shape, and then I went over it and did like a little bit of lace. Hold on a second. Okay, so now we're on the camera. Let's just push it down a little bit further. Oh, they don't turn. Why are we turning? There we go. Right, so we're on the camera now. So I was saying I did a little lace edge on it. Can you see? So that's sort of attached in the middle of that. I did a little lace edge all the way around as well. So it's really pretty. As I said, it's only like a little lap blanket, but it actually is quite big. I mean, it goes over my lap and it goes from like my belly button when I'm sitting down to my ankles. So it's not small, but it's not like the biggest blanket either. But it'll be fab for down the caravan, for over my knees or just over the back of my chair in general. So I'm going to take that down to the caravan with me now that I've got that finished. Which hopefully we're going away at the weekend, as long as I am no longer testing positive. Dear oh dear. So I'm just going to grab project bags now because I think that's going to be the easiest way to do things. So this is my first one, and this has got a finished object, or it may be 2 in, and it's an elderflower stitches bag. And in here I've got a pair of Shortie trainer socks, which are just plain. These are what I did while I was ill, or like while I was really ill last week. I really didn't have the brain capacity to do anything else. These, as you can see, are not blocked, but I'm probably not going to block them. I'm probably just going to go wear them straight away. And this lovely yarn was from Sherry Iris and from her vintage summer box that she did. And she did it sort of in conjunction with Wimbledon. So you opened the first package on the first day of Wimbledon and then the last package on the last day of Wimbledon. Yeah, and I managed to make those. I was quite pleased that I got those done. Just managed to make a pair of vanilla socks. Now when I was feeling a bit better, I worked on my MidSummer Blossom socks by This Handmade Life. I used this yarn, which is a Homespun House, which is really pretty, and a mini from Woolly Goodness. And it was called, what was it called? It was Little House in the Big Woods. And I used Chalky needles. Do they have a name? Don't have the thingy with them, but they're just Chalky fixed circulars, 2.25mm, and these are finished. So had I already finished one? I don't remember. I may have already finished one and shown you, and now I finished the other one too. There are two finished ones, and these are lovely. They're a lovely lace sock, designed to be shorties. So I did the really short. I did the trainer version. There's one that's got like a little leg on it as well, which are still short, and that's the lovely pattern on it. And I absolutely loved them, loved working on them. They're a lovely base. Although it's a 75-25, it's really plump. It's like really squishy. So I'm looking forward to wearing those. Again, I probably won't bother blocking them now. I've shown them on the podcast. And because I wanted to keep track of my pattern repeats on this one, I had a little book. And I have lots of these little books that I've got from Sherry Iris along the way in different boxes, and this is the one that's become my sock one. So this is going to sit in my sock bag for any repeats if I've got a chart or anything I need to repeat. So yeah, so that's my sock one. I'm kind of dating them so that I can keep track of where they are. So that one's finished. So I've got two finished, well I've got three finished objects if you count the what are we calling it? If you count the blanket, that's the word. COVID brain is real. I keep losing my words. Right, bear with me. Okay, so I then started, and I wanted some more plain vanilla socks. A few years ago, Kelly did I thought that was in here, but it's not. Did a mini set, which is based on Cornish ice cream, and that's hanging out in a bowl that I got from B&M. £1.50 this bowl from B&M. I really love it. And that looked lovely. It's a neat little bowl. And I'm making some scrappy socks from this. So I've done the cuff of the first one and the heel flap and heel turn, and now I'm going to put, that's going to be the next colour that's going to go in. So the colours are these three, and then those two. Excuse my husband in the background there. So yeah, so just making some scrappy socks with those for something vanilla to knit on that's fun when I haven't got the brain capacity for anything else. So that's those ones. Again, I'm using 2.25mm needles. These are licky needles. And yeah, again 2.25mm needles. And I use a 60 stitch count. And I've done a 2x2, yes, 2x2 twisted rib on the top of it, which is my favourite rib, to be fair. And then I have a new cast on. Now, one of the problems I've got with COVID is that it settled on my chest, which is not a surprise because I'm an ex-smoker. And when I use mohair, that settles on my chest at the best of times, so I'm not thinking that knitting anything with mohair is a good move at the moment, which is a real shame because I've just cast on a Dust of Snow wrap using my Elderflower Stitches Advent. No, it's not using an Elderflower Stitches Advent, it's just Elderflower Stitches Minis from quite a while ago, but I don't want to work on that, and I can't work on my Whitmore either. And I really want a cardigan, so we've started again, and I am knitting an Elton Cardigan by Joji Locatelli, which is this one here. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, that's no good because that's mohair too. Yeah, I thought that too, but what I'm actually using is just a lace weight yarn, which I shall show you in a moment. So that's what it looks like. Yeah, so that's the Elton. I'm not following the pattern in as far as I'm using 4mm needles instead of recommended needle size because they're the only ones I could find. And as I said, I am using a lace weight yarn. I have 2 balls of this. This is a Burrow and Soar. It's called Ice Dance, and it's 20% silk and 80% extra fine merino. So I thought it would be quite a nice substitute for a mohair silk. So it's a merino silk instead. And as I said, this is really old stash. I think I bought this for a shawl, like a lace shawl, many years ago. And then the brain was like, you really don't want to need to knit a lace shawl that requires this amount of yarn. You will never finish it. I'm glad I listened to myself because I wouldn't have done. And I'm teaming it with this lovely yarn from Lay Family Yarn. Now this was a custom dye that Kelly did for me when I requested a pale pink, which I was going to use to make a Battenberg blanket, but I've got 3 skeins of it, which is what I need for my Elton cardigan. I was like, oh, do you know what? I like those two together, and I really do. I haven't got the capacity to set up my ball winder and my Swift. I just haven't got the energy for that. So I sat there and hand wound it. Hand winding 800 metres of lace weight. It's a bit of a mission, but I did it. So yeah, they're hand wound balls at the moment, but they do look cute together. And this is how I've started the back. I'm doing the 6th size, which is the XXL, because I wanted a big baggy cardigan. So I'm hoping I'm not going to run out of yarn. But I'm going to do my usual, which is as soon as I can I'll do the sleeves so that I'll know how much yarn I've got left. And this is how it's working out. I love how this is coming out. Because it's going to be a cardigan, I'm not the least bit worried about that. It's really see-through and my gauge is really loosey-goosey. I do like fingering weight on 4mm, so that is another reason to choose the 4mm. But that's how they're coming out together. I really like it. I really like how that's working. And bearing in mind it was more a case of I want to cast on this cardigan, I don't want to buy yarn for it, and I had to find something in my stash. I thought that was quite a good substitution. Hopefully, I reckon it's going to look really pretty when it's done. I do love green and pink together. I love those 2 colours together. So as I said, I'm using 4mm Chalky needles. These are left over from my Learning to Crochet, which I have finished, and I will talk about in a moment. So yeah, I'm doing the 6th size, which is 2XL. I'm doing 4mm needles instead of the recommended needle size, and I'm using a lace weight yarn instead of a mohair yarn. So we'll see how this goes. But at the moment I'm loving it and it's going really well. Yeah, did I say it was by Burrow and Soar? I think I did. Burrow and Soar. It's very pretty, isn't it? So I was just lucky I had 2 of those. And again, to keep track of rows and things, I've got a little notebook in here, another little Sherry Iris one, and that's a robin. There's a robin on the front of that. So that's sitting in here, and this is in one of my Elderflower Stitches bags, which I'm hoping it's going to be big enough for. It might not, I might have to decamp this into a bigger bag at some point, but for the moment it's working. So yeah, it sits in there. So I'm going to have a quick word about my Learning to Cry shawl. The Learning to Cry shawl is a shawl by Curious Handmade, Helen Stewart. It is from one of the shawl societies, I'm not sure which one, but if you Google it, it does come up with the pattern. And I finished it and it's beautiful. Hopefully there will be some video footage going across the screen now while I do this voiceover, or at least some photos of it blocking on the line. I no longer have the finished object. It was a birthday present for a dear friend, and I've already sent it to her. It's already been gifted. So I haven't got the finished object to show you, but there is pictures of it now, hopefully, going across the screen. So I have finished that. Right, so, yeah, drink. Otherwise, what else have I got to show you? I've got some happy mail. I've got a little bit of a journal and some life stuff. So, happy mail. This is part of it. This was the bag that was in the Sherry Iris Vintage Summer box. And I've got lots of little packages that look like this that I am going to be making into some scrappy socks now it's finished. So I need to get on with that. That was that main yarn that I did the trainer socks in, so I have quite a lot of that left. So I will probably make some more socks out of that. It also had a little patchwork lavender bag, which is so cute. Love that. And other bits and pieces. It was a lovely set and I loved it. And I do love that bag, it's so pretty. So that's that. So happy mail. We have got, what have I got happy mail wise? I've got the Beatrix oops, the Beatrix Potter Sock Club, the Tale of Jeremy Fisher from Giddy Yarn. So if you haven't got your, I'm guessing this is June one, look away. So it's Giddy Yarns. Oh, is that pretty? It's so lovely. I'm thinking I might leave that till autumn though. Is that round the right way? Yes it is, you can see that. So there's that one, which I loved. I got the latest Squiddle Village. I have worked some on my Squiddle Village blanket actually, so if I work on this during the week I will show you some more of that. And I loved this. This is Summer Days from Les Family Yarn. I just love that. I haven't kind of bought random sort of skeins for a long time. My hair on that. Come away hair. For a long time. And oh, I just love this so much. I had to buy this one. So don't know what this is going to become. It's probably going to go and hang out with its friends from Les Family Yarn in my stash for a while. That's my happy mail. I have some journaling bits. So this is inspired by Helen from the Crafty Toads, who's done a blackout journal with photos, and I absolutely love it. Now there'll be some video footage going across your screen now of me doing it from over the top so that you can have a proper look at it. It's such a lovely idea. So my idea is I'm going back through my phone from each month, so January all the way through, printing out special memories. So I've got the Walding and Panto, Katie's wedding, going wedding dress shopping rather than actually the wedding, cute photos of the animals, a puzzle we finished, going to see Come From Away, and then there's a few other bits and pieces that I'll be going through. I mean, there's things like Kate being sick and stuff, that where she went into hospital and things like that, which aren't happy memories, but they are memories from that month. So kind of memories from the month, and that's what I'm going to do with it. Hopefully you've seen it on the screen. And yeah, and this one I got from Amazon. It's just got like a Parisian cafe on the outside, and I got some special pens that will show up really well on the black paper to use on it. So that's a fun thing I'm doing. Haven't got very far with it, but we are taking it slowly and enjoying it, I think, is the thing with that. So that's that one. I think we're on to life, actually, as I want to keep this fairly short on the grounds that I don't want to have to edit for too long, otherwise this won't get done. So life stuff. Obviously I've got COVID. That's been fun. My first time. I haven't enjoyed it, but I'm a lot better now. What else? Katie has a puppy. So Katie's my eldest, and she has a puppy, and she is gorgeous, called Nala. There will definitely be some puppy footage at the end of this vlog video, because I'll put a little bit of vlogging bits at the end. And she's also expecting her first baby, which is really exciting. She's due in January. Well, very early January, could very well be December. Let's just put it this way. Panto this year is going to be interesting. So we've had that going on in the background. So this is why I've been a bit MIA. There's been a lot going on. I get to look after my furry grandchild on a Tuesday, which is fabulous. But she is a little energy ball. She's a little cocker spaniel, and she is gorgeous. She is absolutely gorgeous. She's such the cutest little thing. But boy, oh boy, is she a little bundle of mischief. So I hope you'll see some of that. We've done a lot of guiding commitments. Bear with me. At the end of June, we took my brownie pack and the rainbows to a activity day near us, and well, activity overnight near us, and basically we stayed in a circus tent overnight, which was amazing. It was so much fun, except for the fact that night we had the most amazing thunderstorm. Now if I can, there'll be some video footage of that coming up as well. I think I've got a video that hasn't got any of the children in it, that's just of the storm, so I'll try and show you that. If not, I have got a really good photograph of the lightning behind the big top. So that's been great. So that was really good fun. I would definitely do that again. And then last weekend, so not last weekend, the weekend before, it was Scout About Surrey, which is basically where you go with guides and scouts, and there's this big activity day and weekend, and it's held in the south of England showground, and there's 6,000 people, 4,000 of them are scouts and guides, and is where I picked up COVID. So under the heading of no good deed ever goes unpunished, thank you very much, Scouts About. But I guess there's an argument to say I was slightly asking for it. But there was quite a few of us leaders that went down with it, so I'm the only one that's still testing positive though. What is that about? I mean, you know, I'm on day 10 today. I know I'm no longer contagious, but I'm more curious to see when the virus is out of my system and I might actually start feeling better. I mean, don't get me wrong, I feel a lot better. There's no way I would have been able to record a podcast even a couple of days ago, but I get very tired very quickly. So this is probably going to warm me out. And then I've got to edit it, and I've got work and a shopping order, which should be here by now. So that's great. The shopping order's late. So this weekend we're hoping to go to Bourton-on-the-Water, if I'm well enough. We're also due a very hot heat wave this weekend, but most of it's going to be next Monday, which is actually when we're packing down and coming home in an air-conditioned car, so we might be lucky with that. So I hope you all keep cool. Otherwise, I don't think I've got anything else to tell you, update you news-wise. My other two daughters have been completely maintenance-free. It's just my eldest that's been a little bit on the tricky side. Bless her, she got COVID as well. She was one of the leaders that went down with it, but she's luckily only had it for about 5 days. She tested positive for about 5 days, and she's been absolutely fine. Which, being pregnant and not being able to take anything, we were a bit worried, but yeah, she's been fine, which is good. Yeah, it's all been about my eldest. Love her heart. So I will be knitting baby things before too long. I will show you those on the podcast, but just haven't got round to it yet. It's just been very, very busy. Right, so on the grounds that I want to get this up, and hopefully it's not too long, I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you so much for joining me this week. I hope you're all okay wherever you are, and I hopefully, fingers crossed, may see you next week. Take care.